Good morning. Folks are still rolling in on this Mother's Day morning, but we're thrilled to have you with us. You know, there's sort of an elephant in the room, and that is for so many women and those who love women around the world, but in this country in particular, it's been a hard week. It's shaken us to our core, and for so many of us, and so it can be very dispiriting, some of the things that have happened. So today, to re-spirit us, we're going to start with a beloved gathering song called "The Spirit is in Me." So if you're discouraged or feeling beaten down, that will get us going. And then the second thing is, you know, some of the conversation this week makes us wonder, how loved and valued and appreciated are we? Are we seen? And so the second gathering song, "You Are Mine," will answer that question. So let's sing these timely and important songs.
Spirit is in me. I am a child of God. I join with all creation to sing and to applaud. God is great, God is good, God is in my heart, and I promise ever to do my part to seek justice, love, kindness, and to walk humbly with my God. One more time. The Spirit is in me, and I am a child of God. I join with all creation to sing and to applaud. God is great, God is good, God is in my heart, and I promise ever to do my part to seek justice, love, kindness, and to walk humbly with my God. Just our voices. The Spirit, here we go, is in me. Come on, louder. And I am a child of God. I join with all creation to sing and to applaud. God is great, God is good, God is in my heart, and I promise ever to do my part to seek justice, love, kindness, and to walk humbly with my God. What is that? Even the keyboard couldn't stand still. He had to add some beats in there. For our next gathering song, we will be singing "You Are Mine." And we did perform this on one of the Thursdays live music nights that Wayne is putting together. So if anybody would love to participate on that, this actually was performed there, and we loved the way it came out. So we're going to do it again. Let's all join together singing "You Are Mine." I will come to you in the silence. I will lift you from all your fear. You will hear my voice. I claim you as my choice. Be still and know I am near. I am hope for all who are hopeless. I am eyes for all who long to see. In the shadows of the night, I will be your light. Come and rest in me. Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. Come and follow me, I will bring you home. I love you and you are mine. I am strength for all the despairing, healing for the ones who dwell in shame. All the blind will see, the lame will all run free, and all will know my name. Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. Come and follow am the word that leads all to freedom. I am the peace the world cannot give. I will call you name, embracing all your pain. Stand up now, walk and live. Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. Come and follow me, I will bring you home. I love you and you are mine.
Thank you so much. Wasn't that beautiful? Woo. So, for those who might be joining us for one of the first times, either in person or online this morning as well in these COVID times, let me just say this about the community you've joined. There are three defining commitments as to who we are. We are a just peace church. And in a world where nations like Russia and the Ukraine are at war, that commitment to peace is so powerful. Second, we are a progressive Christian community, and I'll say more about that in a minute. And finally, we are an open and affirming community where you don't have to just dress up and pretend to be something that you are not. This space is most sacred when you show up as your authentic self. Now, in the 90s and, late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, when people talked about what it meant to be a progressive, they meant mostly up here. They meant being a progressive was how you think about the Bible, how you think about Jesus, how you think about social justice. We are in the next generation of what it means to be progressive, which means we've moved from here to here. And let me give you an example of how we've done that. Many people call today, or they'll greet each other this day, they'll say, Happy Mother's Day. And that assumes that everyone has the same experience, right? Wrong. Progressives go to great lengths to honor the variety of experience. Not everyone had a warm and fuzzy relationship with mom. So right out of the gate, the word happy isn't the same for all of us in this context. The same thing goes with mothers. So many individuals have either not been able to bear a child, they've lost a child, there's so many circumstances. So we broaden it to talk about mothering. And we hold on to that notion of commemoration today. So you don't have to pretend that you're feeling something that you're not today. This is a day of many emotions. There will be laughter, there will be tears of joy, there will be tears of sorrow, you name it, and guess what? As a progressive community, it's a safe place to be. And that's what progressive is about today on this holiday that raises so much for us. So today, as we live into this graciousness and progressiveness in different ways, I'm going to invite Gracie to join with me as we lead you in our call to worship this Mothering Day. Let us join together. We gather together
to worship our loving, nurturing God,
who, like a good mother,
knows us intimately,
loves us unconditionally,
teaches us the way we should go,
and comforts us in times of need.
Praise God, the source and sustainer of life.
Now, yesterday we celebrated a wonderful life, Dolores Burton's, and one of her passions was Mother Earth. So in this Mothering Day, to celebrate that spirit of Dolores and to celebrate the beauty of Mother Nature, we're going to start our service by singing All Things Bright and Beautiful. Lucia, take us away.
God opens, each little bird that sings. God made the glowing colors and made their tiny wings. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful, our dear God made them all. The purple-headed mountain, the river running by, the sunset and the morning, the brightness of the sky. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful, our dear God made them all. The cold wind in the winter, the pleasant summer sun, the ripe fruits in the garden, God made them every one. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful, our dear God made them all.
What a wonderful way to celebrate Mother Earth this day. Normally we would have a children's time, but today the message is wrapped into the sermon, or the message that was written for us today by Andrea Fraser-Paventi. So we're going to go into an abbreviated time of prayer today. And I wanted to do something sort of special this day, and I'm actually going to need a little help to get through this. Many of us, some of us have our mothers, and others of us do not have them with us. I do not. And so today what I wanted us to think about is all of us in our relationship with Mom may have a part of that relationship that we wished could have been addressed or wished could have healed. And not all of us get to do the healing before we part ways. But I was so blessed. And here's why. Right before I lost my mom, I had gone through a breakup. It had been a 10-year relationship, and I thought at times my mom liked my partner even more than me. And so when we were going through the breakup, we had harsh words one day where she thought I was not being entirely fair. Time passed, and then she sent me a card, the last card that she would ever send me. And boy, am I blessed. And as you hear these words, whatever it is that's within you, if you have work to do or healing, let my mom be your mom, because boy, she got a PhD in being a mom with this. So I'm going to share that card with you, and then I'll invite you into a time of prayer. I couldn't make it through the card. It's not long, but I would be dehydrated, so I've asked my friend Jonathan to read it. And to understand it, my mom's name was Frida, her sister's name was Mary Lou, and Mary Lou was married to a man named Ray, who you'll hear the names Mary Lou and Ray. And it'll make a bit more sense, but you'll be able to pick up on the most important parts.
So just to preface this, he came up to me and said, can you read this card for me because I won't get through it without crying. And of course, I read it, and I'm starting to cry. And I'm like, oh, crap. So let me try, okay? But no guarantees. So, dear Craig, a cheerful message to tell you. Many friendly and loving thoughts are sent your way. Sorry I didn't just listen to you and tell you that you deserve to be happy. I'll try not to offer advice. I love you and am very proud of you. I just forget to tell you. I tell everyone else, just like my mother did. At Mary Lou's, she told them how wonderful Bob was. At our place, she said how great Ray was. I just need to remember to tell people to their face how great they are. I'll try to remember to do it. So if I forget, please forgive me. Love, Mom.
So I had a pretty good one. I want to invite us into a time of prayer. And if you have something in that relationship, that mothering relationship, a place of healing, I want you to take this time and think about what you might put in that card and make that our prayer this day. So let's hold this space of silence and prayer. On our family Sundays, the kids, instead of going into Sunday school in the patio, are with us today, and they're with us in more than one way. So, Diane, take it away.
Our anthem today is titled My Mother's Love. It's by Tom Shelton, and it's simply a love song between a child and mother, and also between a mother and child.
You gave me wings to be what I dream of.
The assigned psalm for the day is the 23rd Psalm, and it fits beautifully with this notion of the Good Shepherd, of that mothering and abiding presence. So today we're going to start by hearing the 23rd Psalm, and my pastor relations committee here years ago said, you know, we are progressive, and we like modern translations of everything except the 23rd Psalm and 1 Corinthians 13. And when those are done, they need to be in the King James Version. So today you will hear the King James Version of the 23rd Psalm. And then as a Mother's Day gift, the message today that will follow is a poem that sort of lives into that mothering spirit. It's written by one of our moms and leaders, Andrea Fraser-Paventi. She's not able to be with us today, so her cohort on the leadership team, Julie Lindsay, mothering influence for our community, will share that poem. So let us begin with the vision of that 23rd Psalm.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Thank you, Gracie. And so with that, I will invite, I'm looking for Julie, to share today's poem, which captures that abiding spirit.
A poem called The Magic Eye. If you are a kid, and I'm betting you are, I've got a big secret, so don't go too far, or you will miss out on the story I know that will start out real small, but soon it will grow to epic proportions. That means I've got news that is huge and important to share just with you. It's not about Pops or my sister or brother. Nope, this information, it deals with my mother. And since your sweet mama is probably like mine, who knows everything about everyone all the time, then perhaps you have noticed before you speak words that your mom knows the answer, which sounds so absurd. Because it's not like your mama has 2 extra brains or wizarding powers she stores in the cane. There's no secret potion she hides in her coffee, or some super smart sugar she licks off a toffee. Nope, moms know it all, and this, my friends, is why our mothers all own a magic eye. It's not stored in a jar or under a bed. The magic eye happens to grow in their head. If you don't believe me, then just look at the facts. Does your mom tend to wear a lot of ball caps? Does she wear ponytails? Is her hair back in clips? Well, she's hiding that eye, so don't fall for that trick. Her invisible eye sees beyond her head, which is how she can spot things you've done, thought, or said. My sis and I figured this out just today because there was a game in a closet that was hidden away. And before we could get the words formed on our lips, my mom said, "No way, kids, I'm in no mood for this. I'm not digging through closets, just go play outside." But my sister and I, we started to cry. "But Mom, we're excited. Doesn't your magic eye know just where that game is? If you tell us, we'll go." But Mom just looked tired, brushed her hands on her pants, and said, "Sorry, my eye's on vacation in France." And with that, she told us to please leave the room, so we did what she said. But then pretty soon we were both on a mission we just had to try to go on a quest for Mom's magic eye. There's no way our smart mom would let that eye go to France or to Mars or to beach or the snow. That eye's way too special to put in the mail. Oh no, we would find it, we would not fail. We looked under her bed and found giant dust balls. We tapped on the floorboards, we patted the walls. We dug through the planters, we sifted through laundry. Not one clue in sight, we were in quite a quandary. A quandary means Sis and I were confused, where we could find a magic eye on the loose. It was not in the toilet, it was not in the pipes, it was not in the fridge. This could take all night. Now, to make matters worse, the house was a sty, which means we made a mess, and still no magic eye. It dawned on my sister without a doubt, we'd better clean up so my mom wouldn't shout. About pots missing lids, messy beds and bookcases, about rearranged doilies and tossed pillowcases. But before we could even get one blanket back, our mom walked in, she stopped dead in her tracks. And before she could even form the word why, we confessed. We were looking for your magic eye. Then her face, it got red like a plump ripe tomato, and then it got ashen like a month-old potato. She then slumped on her chair and hung her head low. We were ready for screaming, but she giggled instead. And then she laughed harder. Pretty soon she was roaring. She was chuckling so fierce she was practically snoring. And when she could breathe better, our mom said, "Hey, I'm amazed how you knew that I was going to say, 'What's up with this mess? I can't understand why.' But now, kids, I get it. It was your magic eyes. You must have some growing inside your head, which is how you would guess what your mom would have said." Then she went to the closet and dug out that game, and we played in the kitchen while outside the rain. It trickled, then poured through our house. Though our house was a mess, we shared some cookies, and then I hugged Mom's chest. It was then I discovered, with a long drawn-out sigh, that maybe we didn't find Mom's magic eye, but she sure found ours. And here's the best part. Mom's honest, true magic, it came from her heart.
It came from her heart, indeed. What a wonderful way to reinterpret the 23rd Psalm in today's standards. We're going to take a minute and reflect on this, but as the next slide goes up and as Larry slides to the keyboard, I just want to say a word about how this congregation is really manifesting that mothering spirit. That COVID has fundamentally redefined the relationships that we have with the community. So oftentimes we did things like Bible studies or things that were inwardly turned. Now the church is beginning to look out into the world and look at needs beyond our walls. That's why tonight at 6, for instance, we borrow from the 12 Steps tradition and help families heal from the pain of either addiction or broken relationship through something called Stepping into Healthy Relationships. That's every week at 6. Then at 7 tonight on this Mother's Day, we'll have our grief support group. And you can sign in via Zoom, and you could bring family members from anywhere in the world who want to join us in that journey of healing. And finally, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., for those who might be caring for Mom and be in the role of caregiver, we offer that support service as well. These are ways that things that did not exist in churches. They were often left for social agency providers prior to COVID. And now churches are redefining themselves and re-entering into relationship. So as we hold the 23rd Psalm in our heart and the message from Andrea today, I wanted to contextualize and share with you how it is that we are living into that mothering spirit. So let us reflect. Thank you for giving us that space to hold the message and to take it in deeper. So as we take in deeper the experiences of life, we have an opportunity each week in service to lift up what are called the prayers of the people via the prayer cards, which I'm going to go grab. For those who attend in person, we have yellow prayer cards in the narthex each week. And for those attending online, either YouTube or Facebook Live, you're welcome to enter your requests now as well. So on a Sunday when we think about what it means to be mothered, or what it means to have that good shepherd in our life, hear what your sisters and brothers bring with them. The first comes from Peggy. Word came to me that Karen Duncan passed away in Sacramento. So please hold her sons, Andy and Bill, in your prayers. The next comes from someone who signed All Creation. And it says, sending love to Mother Earth today in all ways. The next comes from Gina. Please pray for the families of the world as they come to know your love through the relationship they share. Bring us peace and understanding. And the next comes from one of our moms, Zazel, who asks for prayers for Lake. She is having an operation on Monday at West Hills, and then she'll be back in rehab for a while, so we think of Lake and the family as well. Are there any concerns that came in online today?
There's no concerns online today.
No concerns. You know, and one thing I want to say is, as we wrap this prayer time up, oftentimes in society, people don't always have an understanding of how our faith communities can be present in difficult spots and can offer the world something that no one else can offer the world. And I was reminded of that this week as the decision of the Supreme Court was leaked. Because when we pastors process things, some people might call us PC, and they think that we're being politically correct when we talk about matters in a broad way. But we're not. We're being what I would call pastorally caring. And what I want to bring to the conversation this week is sensitivity. Because when we talk about the issue, we often bring a very male energy to it. It's confrontive, it's directive. But I was reminded of the stories that are attached to this issue in very different ways and from unexpected places. I was thinking, for instance, about the woman who had aborted a child when she was in her early 20s, thinking that she would have a chance to get married and have other children, and never was able to have a child. And today she is one of the most virulent pro-life people that I know. And then I think of the other woman whose mother brought her to term and said, you know, this is hard because I know my mother never wanted me, and I don't think she ever loved me. There is such deep pain in these issues, and it's so easy to talk about them only up here. And that's what the world will do. But as people of faith, we can bring the issues to another place. These are issues that are devastating, and so I would ask prayer for all of us that we are gentle with each other, and that on this Mother's Day of all occasions, that we mother each other. And remember, it's not as easy as some would like us to believe. So let us hold that space in our hearts. And as we do that, I will invite us into a time of prayer. And we'll go first through the sung call to prayer, Deep Peace. We'll hold silence, and if you have the communal elements from the table, you can get them ready, and then I'll lift a Lord's Prayer. And at the end of that today, I've been asked to bring back the sung version of the Lord's Prayer. So we will culminate this time of prayer in song. We'll begin and end it. So with that, let us go now to God in prayer.
Peace, peace, deep peace, my I give to you. Peace, peace, deep peace. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, I give to you. Not as the world gives, I give to you. Peace, peace, deep peace. My peace I give to you.
Gracious God, on a Sunday when we pause to think about what it means to mother others, and to be mothered, we give thanks for the opportunity to reconnect with what your vision of love and care looks like through things like the 23rd Psalm and the poem today from one of our own mothers. That reminds us that you are there for us no matter what. You are there for us in the hours as we await an impending surgery. You are there with and for us as we care for Mother Earth. You are there like so many mothers even before we are aware of our need. Thank you for the ways that you feed us, and we pause, if we have not already consumed the communal elements, to partake of your love. And so as we live in a world that is so often divided, a world that is so often at one another's throats, we give thanks that you bring to us another vision for how it is that we are called to be with not just others, but with ourselves and with you. And so in song, we now take this opportunity with eyes still closed, but ears and hearts open, as Lucia and Jonathan lead us in the responsive version of the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father
In heaven, holy is your name.
holy is your name.
Your kingdom come.
Your kingdom come.
Your will be done.
Your will Give us today
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our sins
Forgive us our sins
as we forgive those
as we forgive those
who sin against us.
who sin against us.
Save us from the time
Save us from the time
of trial
of trial
and deliver us
from evil.
For the kingdom and the power and the glory are yours forever.
For the kingdom and the power and the glory are yours forever.
Forever
Forever
and ever.
and ever.
Our
Father
in heaven,
in heaven,
holy is your name.
holy is your name.
So beautiful. Amen. Friends, there are so many ways in which this church is engaged in the community, and on the next slide you'll see about how you can track them. But this next Saturday evening, we are going to be celebrating not the ways that we are currently mothering the world and look to, but rather celebrating 75 years of doing that. We have friends with us today, for instance, who are here for Fred Doty's pastorate back in the 1960s, reminding us that we had a way of being a force for racial and ethnic justice and shaped how our community has developed. And we get to celebrate those things. Do we have anyone who'd like to say a word about Saturday? I want to make sure if there's... Yeah, Kathy, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, we are sold out of our tickets, which is wonderful. And we are looking forward to a really beautiful evening, celebrating 75 years, celebrating all these people who've been here for so long. And the concert is going to be amazing. We're going to have a lovely reception, and we're all excited about it. So I'm glad. Thank you for everyone who purchased your tickets.
And thank you, Kathy and Wayne and Emma and all those who've had a part birthing that celebration. All right. We're going to end today, I believe, with a beloved closing song. And what I love about this day with the use of the Good Shepherd imagery and of mothering and of faith is that it all ties together. When we get to that spiritual sweet spot, it all connects. So we're going to sing what in past years was great is Thy Faithfulness. In the United Church of Christ, we've adapted the language to make it more inclusive, so there might be a few tweaks of old familiar phrases, but let's sing together and celebrate the Good Shepherd and the good mothers in our world.
Great is your faithfulness, O God Creator. With you no shadow of turning we see. You do not change your
So as the week started, I thought, why, what a week for Mother's Day to fall. You know, a nation that's one more time is torn apart and folks at each other's throat. I thought, this is the last thing we need. But then I remembered on some level why I think it's perfect that Mother's Day falls now. In my family, there are 4 kids. 2 of us are on one side of most issues. The other 2 are on the other side. Guess who talked to all 4 kids, no matter what? Mom. She could hold that space and the energy when one of us would call and rail about the other, and love us still, and hold us together. Tuesday, I took siblings off of social media, and I was ready to block them on my telephone. That's how visceral it was. I needed my mother. And today, we all get Mom. When we are ready to walk away, to feel self-righteous and justified, Mother's Day takes us to an amazing place. Listen one last time for your benediction to the words of the first verse of the song we just sang, because boy, this is the Good Shepherd. This is the mothers and the mothering. Great is your faithfulness, O God, Creator. There is no shadow of turning we see. You do not change. Your compassion, it fails not. All of your goodness forever will be. Don't let the world make you doubt that. Let's use today and connect to that eternal goodness, and then go forth and love. As we soar above our frustrations and divisions, let's soar together with our closing chorus as we sing on Eagle's Wings. Go with God.
And God will raise you up on eagle's